Page 15 on the bus at the bottom of the page. There's a few things on this page that I want to kind of explain briefly, because if you're reading these words in here, it might get a little confusing. I mean, you can always ask me questions, that's fine, but still. In the middle of the page, they're telling you about where D is, and they're saying D does not have a ledger line. Well, that's fine if you know what a ledger line is. I explain it briefly, and you need to know what a ledger line is, so let's talk about it. You have 5 lines on a staff. We have a lot more notes than what those 5 lines are going to give us. Well, there's a lot more notes. So in order to make the staff go bigger, we add lines above or below the staff, more lines. A middle C is on a line, you know, it's either above or below the staff depending on which staff you're on. And those little lines are called ledger lines, that's all. So they're saying the D is not on a ledger line. No, it's right below the bottom line on a staff, on treble clef. Yeah. Then they say something about D is in C's play yard or something. That's this author's way of having fun with the words and whatnot. I don't pay any attention to play yards and all that. If you want to do that, you go ahead. In my mind, it's just you have a C that's on the ledger line and the D is above the ledger line or below the bottom line on the staff. There's no ledger line shown for a D. You don't need it. Now, let's look at on the bus here. Look it over. I see it's 4 measures long. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time signature. I see quarter notes and a whole note at the end. Okay? Now we're using our D, our new note. So let's just check the notes and the rhythms. The right hand, thumb here, put your hand here, and the left hand is thumb here. We're in middle C position. And the first measure, you're going to play 4 C's. And then the next measure, it's 4. And then you have the C, D, C, D, and then it's a C. Those are the notes. Okay, let's just make this a little more interesting here. Now, I don't teach much technique in my videos. Technique is how you physically play the note. Because in order to really teach it effectively, I need you in front of me so I can see what you're doing. And that's one of the main reasons you need a live teacher, because they can teach you the technique. But I'll try and explain it to you. I'll try and demonstrate it to you. I just don't know if you're getting it, because you can listen to me and watch me and get it totally wrong. You know, it happens all the time. I did it when I was taking lessons. I'd get it wrong. The teacher wasn't right there to help me with it. But this is the best we can do in this circumstance. So when I play piano, I use gravity. I use weight to push the notes down. I'm not holding the hand still and trying to use the fingers. That was a style used a long time ago, mainly for harpsichords and clavichords and that kind of stuff, organ stuff. Doesn't work very well with piano. I don't recommend it. You can have all kinds of physical problems in your arms and all that, carpal tunnel and all that. We're going to let weight push the notes down. Your hand, no matter how young you are or how small you are, your hand is plenty heavy enough. If you relax, you'll push the notes down. They'll go down. All by themselves. You don't have to push them down. Just relax. They'll go down. That's basically what we're doing. It's called a controlled weight distribution. I'm distributing the weight. Let's look at down here on the bus in the 3rd measure. You have C, D, C, D. It's like walking. When you're walking down the street, you're transferring weight from one leg to the other. You're just this way. You're transferring weight. I'm doing the same thing here, only I'm transferring it from finger to finger. And I'm actually turning the hand just a little bit. And I'm just lowering which finger I want the weight to be on. So I'm thumb first, I put the weight on that, lower it. And then when I go to the next one, I'm just lowering this finger and I'm moving the weight over. The weight is pushing them down. I'm not holding it still, I'm trying to use the fingers. Yuck. Try and do this here. Even with one key, like the first measure, they're all C's. Here, the weight has to come up and down. Here, it's like hopping. If we were going to hop one leg or two legs, doesn't matter. You're hopping. This is sort of what we're doing here. You're coming up and relaxing. Just lift up, relax. Lift up, relax. Here. That's the technique I'm using here. That's what I would recommend you try. And try and connect these notes as best you can. By that I mean you want no silence in between them, or as little silence as possible. Now when you play the same note, you're going to get a little silence automatically. It's just the way the piano's built. You're going to get it. Keep it as short as possible. Loose wrist, boom, 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 boom. Now don't tense up and play with a stiff wrist. Here. I'm just hit it, I come down, I hit it, and boom, boom, like so. It's not a big motion, it's just a little motion. But then in the third measure here, I want to connect these, so no silence. Yeah, connect them. Even going from here to here, you still want as little silence as possible between them. It should sound like one hand played them all, really. Let's play this on the bus together to check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 4 counts. Your hand is still in middle C position. Hands, I should say. 1, 2, ready, go. Off. Now there's a duet for this at the bottom of the page. I'd like to play that part. You play what we just played. Now on these duets, I have a bit of a problem with a lot of them in a lot of books that do the duets, and that I can't hear you to stay with you. And we need to keep a steady beat going. So I usually change the duet part just a little bit so I can play something on every beat for the most part. So you can hear the beat. So I have a bunch of half notes, which would be 2 beats long. Well, I need something on each beat so you know how long 2 beats last. So I'm going to play quarter notes somewhere, or I'll make something up. So we're playing something on every beat to help you. Going to use the same speed we just did. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.